to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.
Brilliant move, you see.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.
Brilliant move, you see.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.
Brilliant move, you see.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.
Brilliant move, you see.
Charlie.
I know pass the video. All right, guys, welcome back to game 4. I mean, if you didn't join with game 3, I think you missed out on a lot, especially those last few, I won't say seconds, but like the minutes where we saw a 2v1 situation where, I mean, Crybout and Tana Falcon, they did die in some part of the series, but congratulations to the team that did eventually win. But we're on to game 4. It's still a Fortnite League series. If you don't know how this works, we play this and every week, so make sure you tune into Ultimate Battle to get the best out of the action. We're on to game 4 now. Usually when we're around games 3, 4, and 5, I really like it because you can't say, okay, I was nervous in games 1 and 2. Okay, I didn't know a lot of the teams that were playing in game 1 and 2. Well, you're now familiar with how everything works. And even though it's a different map as compared to games 3, because with reload, it usually changes after some time. I really like game 3. I really like games 3, 4, and 5 because you now understand what is going on. But tell me about the difference between these two maps and which one like do you enjoy playing out of it?
Venture and Oasis. There are two names to be precise. This map being Oasis, which is the newer one that was brought in, and Venture, which is the older one that we used to play. I personally prefer Venture. I feel like the terrain difference is what makes it. This one seems to be a kind of like more hilly, more open kind of space. I feel like it's more convenient for builds, but Venture has this more, I feel like it's more zero build like something like that. A lot of more cover to be able to play around. So me personally, I prefer Venture. I feel like that's how I feel about both maps.
Interesting, but that's not just flawless things. You can leave your thoughts in the comment section because I have to go the other way around because for me, I feel like it varies. Sometimes when I'm feeling it, I do well in Venture, but sometimes Oasis also clutches up for me, and it also depends on where I'm getting better loot. Because sometimes I come here and I'll loot everything there and still not get better than to deal with. But yeah, this is game 4. We are down to the last 11 teams already, guys. Mind you, we accumulate points with regards to kills and then most importantly eliminations as well, and how high you rank when everything is said and done. So some of the teams, we've already had 3 different winners across all of the 3 games, so we definitely know going into game 4 a different team could actually go on to win it. And if we do have a different team winning it throughout the first 5, throughout all of the 5 rounds, then that will be of course a record for our Fortnite league. It's something that will definitely always cherish, but I don't think that's happening. I feel like a team that has already won might come in here and then do some wonders. Our first look at Manifest and then Squad. I mean, these 2 players have always shown that every single time they play, they always finish high up in the ranking. They've already got a win under their belt for today. They were quite quiet in game 2 because when I joined the stream, I didn't really see too much from them, but this could be possibly a redemption game from them because with all of those 3 teams that have won so far, I think if another team is able to win a second game out of the last 2, they go on to carry the whole of the week.
Yes. And I said this before you came, but today's games has been the most unpredictable week of all since we started. Usually when we start, it's like, Thunder, Falcon, and Crab are going hard. We know this. We can see Jackson Boomy probably dropping predictions, but so far, Thunder, Falcon, and Crab its first match, we couldn't find them. 1 kill, you see, and the second match too. So and we're getting different winners. So it has all been very, very different and varying right about. And it seems everybody has their settings. So we are trying to see how it is about that.
Yeah, I mean, it always kind of happens sometimes, usually during the week, where games 1 and 2, you have like 1 or 2 upsets. Just like you said, Crybout and Thunder Falcon, when you see them finish a game with 1 or 2 kills, is always surprising. But then, of course, they go back to themselves in game 2, even though they were able to go on and win with just 1 kill, but they go back to themselves with those 10 kills, and then unfortunately they couldn't go all the way. But we are getting to a point where the teams are now knowing what they have to do as we get into the last 9 teams for this one. Crybout and Thunder Falcon still now on 0 kills. Interesting, but maybe it's where they landed because the map is so huge with just a few players in it. maybe where they landed, they didn't get too much of action, but we'll see how it all pans out for them.
Definitely. I feel like the way it is now, if they had met somebody, they would have definitely seen something from them. Yes, they seem to have picked up from what we were seeing in the first 2 games, and I feel like that's more, I wouldn't say comforting, but then it's more usual. Let me put it like that.
So look, I wouldn't call myself a pro player because I'm not that good. But I know you are close enough, maybe a pro player, maybe untitled, close enough a little bit. What's your, usually for me, if I die before the reload ends, like you can't reload again, I feel very disappointed. And right now I've seen that some teams have fully been eliminated. Is that how you feel when you play? Like when you're playing reload and now you know the reboot has ended. Before the reboot ended, they would knock you out like entirely. I usually feel disappointed like that. Is that how, like in the pros' minds, they also feel?
Definitely, because this is a game mode where they've given you the chance to be able to play it a little more risky because you know you can come back as long as your teammates. So if you are not able to use that chance well, you feel like no, something definitely went wrong, or you are lacking. There's a certain place you are lacking. If not in that particular game, maybe your gameplay entirely. So yes, it does feel like that. Yes.
It does feel like that for me every single time I play. So I make sure that at least if I know I'm going out and I'm going out to the bank, reboot has ended and I know, okay, fine, now everybody's on the same level. If I knock you out, you're going out entirely. And still, we haven't gotten to that point in this game yet, as I'm sure reboot will be ending soon. It's still those 9 teams remaining. I'm sure there are a couple of solos in there because it feels like things are really looking interesting here. Manifest and Scott still on 0 kills, but I mean everybody taking their time not to just commit. Usually Fortnite reload, if you do commit, you will find yourself in trouble. We've always got huge opportunity as someone just came from behind.
Back shots.
I think it's Boomy hit him with a pistol. And he's not squats down. Manifest will have to hold down the fort and then wait for his teammate to come back in the game. Mind you, it is reload and you can still come back in the game. If you are not familiar with the game mode, you can still come back until reboot has ended. So Manifest has got to stay alive. He's still being pushed right here as Thunder Falcon and Crybout get their first kills on board. Huge ones for them, but another important one for them in the bag. Mind you, our point system is cumulated with the number of kills and of course your placement after the whole thing has ended. Storm is really pushing up right now.
How Manifest did not see that coming, I do not know, because I feel like he was aware they were behind him. I mean, at least that's what I thought, because we could see them, but then I don't know, maybe he didn't know, because he seemed to still be crouching when Boomy pulled up on him with the pistol.
And the pistol does a lot of damage, so immediately he got it for the first one. He knew, okay, he was in like a lot of trouble. I saw the minigun right there. When the minigun was introduced in normal 0, there was no reload. I was skeptical about it a little bit, but I saw a lot of people buy into the idea of using the minigun. What's your thoughts about it in reload? Because I feel like it's heavy for me. Like I don't feel the vibe too much, and I think Crybout was using it very well. What's your thoughts on the whole minigun situation?
Me personally, I don't like to use guns with prolonged pull-out animations. This gun and the what is the name of that? It's an AR. They both have very long pull-out animations. So whereas someone is taking out his SMG and is fast and he starts spraying, it takes a longer time to come out, because this minigun, it looks like it kind of unfolds. So that during that animation,
you've already been hit once.
Exactly. So I tend not to take those 2 guns in particular. So I don't really use the minigun, but the damage is definitely solid and it has continuous fire, like a long round of continuous fire, and I guess that's good if you can work that around your gameplay.
Exactly. I think how Flores has broken that one down is exactly how the minigun works. If you're able to do that, then you definitely give yourself a strong advantage. And now it seems like Boomy and Jex are in a very strong position. They're leading the whole of the game, if I'm right, with kills, with 5 kills to their name. So they're very impressive as at this point in time. The sprinklers also work very well in this game. I mean, it's one of those things that when it was added, you knew it was always going to be a game changer. A1G and Cypher do a team that you've always got to be careful about, because when they get their groove going, they're always very dangerous. So far, I think in this series they haven't been able to, hit that heights that we're expecting them to. But there's still a lot of games to go. Mind you, this is game 4, and our last but one game surely looking quiet. So I think both teams are playing it very cautious, and right there, reboot ending in 17 seconds, and it will be ending in and around Paradise Palms. But what it has shown is that nobody wants to give it up easily. Like everybody's playing it safe, taking their time. When reboot is ending, where would you prefer to be? At the edge, I mean, close at the edge of the storm and play the storm when it comes to reload, or maybe hiding in one of those bushes or the houses?
That one usually, I think that one usually depends on where you land, because that will decide your rotation route. So once you're able to rotate, but definitely if you feel like you always want to be in the middle of it, once you get your loot, even if you're at the edge of stone, you go straight to the middle. But then getting to the end of reboot is quiet because you have to keep your loot. If you die right now, you might be able to come back, but you are coming back with a gray, very slow AR. I do not like that AR. So
I've heard a lot of complaints about that AR.
so you have to be able to manage to keep your loot, to be able to fight well in the end game. So that's why it seems like everything. But we'll definitely see what's supposed to go on here.
In the last few minutes of this one, it definitely has the potential to go chaotic, as Boomy and Jex are still intact with those 5 kills to their name. Crybot and Thunder Falcon also have that one single kill to their name, but don't underrate these guys. They can go on and win the whole thing with just 1 kill to their name. It's already happened today, and you kind of feel like if they do get a chance like that, that's Cypher's been pushed on heavily. He's done well to just get that bunker right in front of him, but I think they were being hit by Crybot and Thunder Falcon, and they've got to be careful. Now, where he's played the sprinkler is just really, really important, because even though he's getting shot, at least he's getting that shield up, and it's just really, really important where it is right now.
But I don't know if any of them know, but any of them can cut off their shield supply right now by just shooting that keg, because it also takes damage. Whenever
keg does take damage?
It does take damage. Whenever I am done with my keg, I hit it out because it makes noise. So I know the keg does take damage. You get it. So I don't know
how much damage does it take? It's not 2.
That's 40, because 2 pickaxes take it out.
Wow.
Yes, so it has 40 HP. That's what I know of.
Wow, and now we are seeing some action, 1v1 action. Someone is going down, definitely. We've already seen Jex, the team with the most kills so far, with a lot of trouble, as Boomy has he just ran away from the situation, and you've got to feel for him, because Jex, he was heavily pushed on. Now Jex has been successfully eliminated in the game. It's Thunder Falcon doing the damage, as Boomy will have to do it solo with about 6 teams to go. Thunder Falcon and Crybot, they're one of those teams that when they go for the power play, they always usually do numbers, 2v1 action. And that will see Jex possibly be out of the action. Crybot and Thunder Falcon still intact, but I mean, we've got 2 champions going at each other. The battle of possibly the best so far in this weekend, Crybot and Thunder Falcon. I'm sure after the game they'll be saying to themselves, "Yeah, we eliminated one of the best teams in the game. They should definitely be proud of themselves."
Jex and Boomy definitely underestimated their enemies over there, because they pushed when they had done not nearly enough damage, and they underestimated how well the other team had their chemistry down, because before Jex could even land there, both of them had planned their shots for this guy. You see how quickly he died.
It was so quick.
It was so quick. So I feel like they really underestimated their enemies over there, and that's what has caused them their game right now.
So we've got a solo in there. So there's actually another solo in there. Cypher will have to play this one really, really intact. The last time we saw a 2v1 situation in game 3, the duo actually went on to win, and that's usually the expected thing. But sometimes the solos can go on, clutch up, and then get a lot of points from that. It's going to be Thunder Falcon and Crybot who are the duo in this one. It's always going to be deadly. What team is this one? I think I'm not seeing that clearly, but it's also a solo going into these final stages of the game.
Destoy. I've forgotten who Destoy's teammate was. He has played. We haven't exactly seen any 1v2 clutches in this one, because usually it's left with a team that is very good, know how to play themselves around whatever it is they have to do. So, but I think we did see one in the builds tournament, I think the last time we did it, but I don't think we've ever seen any 1v2 clutch up situation in this before.
It's always going to be tough, because you're going up against a duo that is so good. If at least maybe you had like a mid or average player in there, and for the Fortnite League, I haven't seen any middle average players. Like almost all of them are good. So when you're going 1v2, you know you're always going to be in trouble. Look at how Crybot and Thunder Falcon are they're just scouring the area, looking for the cues, looking for when to push. They know that it's a 2v1 situation. So they know that if they are able to hit one guy out of there, they are almost there. They are almost close to victory. We are down to the last 4 teams. Remember, people, it is game 4 on the line. Crybot and Thunder Falcon already champions in game 1, and they've hit one guy out of there. They have eliminated Desto, and now they will be in the action against Cypher. They might just do it right here. He's got the shot on him, and that will be it again. Huge matchup win. Quibert and Thunder Falcon, our first team with 2 wins on the day. And it's just impressive how they go. Wow. They've seen this situation so many times and they played it out to perfection. 2 wins on the spin now. It's going to be difficult to knock these guys off their perch. But once again, congratulations. They ended with 5 wins on the spin. The first time we said, okay, maybe they are changed strategy. We're just winning with 1 or 2 kills. Now, I think 5 kills. They are getting into that groove. All of the teams will now go and be like, yeah, we're about to be scared of these guys.
They seem to have gotten their groove back.
And when these guys get their groove back, it's always trouble. And it might be trouble in game 5. I mean, what game 4 we've just seen? Everybody putting on their best in these last few seconds. You'd expect that people play strategic. And we've got a 2v1 situation against arguably one of the best teams around. You know you're always in trouble. Quibert and Thunder Falcon picking up another huge win. It has put them in the upper echelon. It has put them in a category where it's going to be difficult to knock them off number 1 spot right now. But we'll see what happens in game 5 in our Fortnite Ultimate Battle League. Don't go anywhere, guys. There's still more action coming for you in our reload tournament. Stay tuned. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be back with the last of the action for the week.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, the choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.
Brilliant move, you see.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, the choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.
Brilliant move, you see.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, the choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.
Brilliant move, you see.
Last one to go, people. After 4 rounds of action, we are down to the last game. In those first 3 rounds, we had different winners altogether, but you kind of had a feeling that it will certainly change. And in game 4, Crybout and Thunder Falcon, reminding everybody why everybody regards them so highly, picking up a huge win, and now they've put themselves in that kind of conversation where they could go on to win this whole week. That situation could change though, because in game 5, there've been other teams that have been able to also win other games that could also go and then win another game on the board. But Flawless, if Crybout and Thunder Falcon do win another game, that will be 3 wins for them in this week. Do you think it will be the greatest week we've seen from like a single team? Because I don't think we've seen a team win like 3 games in out of 5 with all of the weeks that we've done so far.
It might be, but judging from the number of kills they have gotten in this particular week's games, they might not take the top. That is what I feel like. But then it might be because 3 games is a big feat. It is a big feat. But then because of the kills they've had this time around, I'm not sure if that's how exactly it's going to go.
We'll see if it does pan out like that. But the reason why Flawless is saying that way, their kills is it's not what we expected from them. Usually every single game they've got like 6, 7, 8, 9 kills, but first game they're able to pick up the win with just a kill or 2, and then they're able to I think finish around 4th or 5th with 9 kills, and now this 4th game they've been able to win with 6 kills to their name. So it's not too bad from them, but we've seen teams win with a lot more kills. So you've always got to keep an eye on what that team can do. But it's not just Crybout and Thunder Falcon being impressive. Manifest and Squad, they've always been in that conversation around being the best, but they've got to do more in this game. But for some of these big teams, do you feel like where they start usually defines where they'll be able to finish? Because Crybout and Thunder Falcon, I haven't seen a situation where they're starting where maybe Crybout is out or Thunder Falcon is out. Almost every single time in the last 5 minutes, in the last 6 minutes, they are always staying together. I've not seen one single time that one person is going solo. Is there a reason for that? Is it just the fact that they've played together for so many times, what can attribute to some of those things that do happen, that every single time they are intact? And for some teams too, every single time is a solo person trying to clutch up.
It is all comms and your rotation, because as you are going, you'll be checking out the storm, you'll be communicating with your teammates, because how you rotate into zone will actually determine which people, or if you even meet people to fight, and how that can separate you or cost you your gameplay. So it's about rotation and how well you are with your teammates. So I feel like that definitely does come into play, but rotation too is a huge factor in it when it comes to that.
When you say rotation, for a casual player out there or someone who's hearing about Fortnite for the very first time, what's rotation in Fortnite?
Rotation is moving in as the storm closes. The route you take to move in as the storm closes. So if you know the map, you know where to pass, which is, you can't exactly say some places are safe because anybody can be anywhere, but then there are definitely safer ways to go about it. There are definitely more reckless ways to go about it if you are feeling like it. So rotation is a very huge thing, and it has to do with the kind of mobility items you have, or the environmental mobility items you personally know about. So that will end up being your route to be able to take you where you need to go in the game.
Interesting. Now, I like the fact that you said about knowing the map. So when Fortnite releases a new chapter, a new season, we know like there's a new map. There's different guns in it. There's different things that you can use. When you play the game for the very first time, what are some key things that you're looking to learn? Are you looking to learn, okay, now I have to learn where everything is in the map, or I'm learning how to use these guns, how to use the mobility and everything? What's that first thing that you're looking to learn?
Me personally, the first thing I learn is mobility, because like I said, it has a huge
but usually mobility sometimes stays the same, because you maybe get a shockwave in there, so you can be comfortable with that, but you want to learn the new mobility that has been introduced.
Usually new mobility comes with new glitches that people tend to use, yes, for huge advantages. So that's why, but I mean, we definitely know the casual shockwave and maybe bounce pad or something will be inside, but once you have new mobility in the game, you have to check that out to be able to make sure you have that kind of advantage that you need to be able to get your rotation in well. Because like in the new BR right now, the new blade that they brought, although they've nerfed it, there was this rotation where if you dash into a tree, I think it will send you flying in the opposite direction. And I mean, you can have a shockwave, but then when you are, let's say in a fight, I've seen people do it, like you're in a fight, you want to quickly change directions and you're in a tree. That's a quick way to actually like get to a position around the enemy where he might not expect you to be, and be able to get some shots off of him. So it's all down to how you like to play your game, but then that's how I see it.
That's how Flawless goes on to say. But I mean, I like Fortnite because everybody plays the game with a different mindset or a different perspective or a different directive, even if there's a meta way of doing things, like he said, like with the mobility, like the new blade that was introduced. Everybody can do it that way, but you've got to have something unique about yourself, and we've seen a little bit of uniqueness among some of these players, and we're hoping to see more unique stuff with the last game to go. It's been 4 rounds of entertaining action, it's been 4 rounds of mind-blowing action, and we are down to the last one. Who picks up this win is the question we've got on the board, but we certainly know we will have entertainment on our hands. It's still the Fortnite League right here on Ultimate Battle, where we give you the best of the action. So make sure you are tuned in this and every Saturday. We bring this to you live with all of the best players around. I mean, some of the action that we've seen from the past weeks, what you enjoy the most from them is the improvement. You see some teams that really didn't do well in a week before. Now this week you see them working on their game, working on their comm skills, like Flawless did say. He said it's always very important if you're able to get the comm skills down on point, because if you can communicate with your teammates and make sure that you've got that cohesion, the telepathy, it will always work in your favor. And then of course rotation, it's also another key thing to look out for, and I think teams are working on that very, very well. The way they work with the storm is so key, and if you can do that several times, then you will have a good chance of actually going on to win games. But it's all about the Fortnite League, and when you see the competitiveness which some of these players play with, they're able to maneuver ways of winning, even if you can't win in a 1v2 action. The fact that you can even get high placement points is something that you should always admire for yourselves, and I think some of these teams have done that so many times. We'll get down to our last final game. I mean, we did start with the 16 teams that are in action so far, and so far we've seen some of the best teams really do well. But at this point in time, everybody be looking at Crybalt and Thunder Falcon and saying we cannot let them win another game because they are the only team with 2 wins. If they go on to win this third game, then that cements their spot as number 1 in the series for this week. We'll get a glimpse of what Crybalt and Thunder Falcon will do in this one. Mind you, Manifest and Girls also picking up a win earlier. Boomy and Jex in that game 3 also very, very spectacular. We'll see how things pan out for them as well. But I mean, with Fortnite and with the new modes that they've been introducing, we've seen the ballistic game mode for Ultimate Battle producers. Will we see anything with that one regarding tournament stuff?
We will, because it's a very interesting game mode. It has this Call of Duty CS GO type of gameplay being introduced to it. That first person and search and destroy type of gameplay is definitely solid. So I'm sure we'll definitely be seeing more comp and tournaments about that, because I myself enjoy it a lot, especially the ranked. It comes down to a lot of things. I mean, it's not perfect, but then they have tried to make it as good as I think it can be for as they want to release it. So I really like it. I really do like it.
And at the end of the stream, hopefully we'll get, of course, the manager himself on title to give us insight as to how maybe we'll be able to get that one down in of course, our tournaments to come. But I mean, the ballistic game mode with first person shooter, why I struggle with first person shooter games is, you see, with the normal BR and the normal Fortnite modes, it's third person. So you know, okay, I'm seeing my whole body and I know where to position him if I want to hide and everything. But first person shooter, sometimes I feel like, okay, I've hidden my full body, but then there's something still out there. Someone is hitting me. How do you adjust when you're playing like first person shooter and then, of course, these third person shooter games like Fortnite?
I myself used to play a lot of Call of Duty mobile before I started playing Fortnite. So you know that when you are playing the first person shooter, you should know that you have to be able to try and accommodate for what you can't see. Like you said, your whole body. So as to where Fortnite, you know how well you can pick because you can see your whole body. You can't take such chances when it comes to that. So when you see somebody, it's usually fights, like you have to kill, or when you're hiding, you are fully hiding, because apart from maybe like Rainbow Siege that has that lean, they have this particular lean effect that you can actually hide your body and only lean to pick. I don't think I've seen that in Call of Duty. So usually when it comes to that kind of gameplay, is one of two ways to go about the fight.
I mean, it is one of two ways to go about the fight, but first person shooter games, I've not had the easy at all. I think I would prefer third person shooter, but it's still nice to check it out. So you can check it out with the ballistic game mode. Hopefully your title will have something for us at the end of the stream. But still, with the action, Cypher and G, they're one of the teams I was speaking about who always have to do 1v2 stuff, as Boomy and Jex will register another win on the board, but they've been hit heavily. Cypher will he have a chance to knock out Jex, but it seems like he's just running away from the action as at this point, and you can't blame him right now. Jex under huge pressure. Remember that reboot hasn't ended yet, and if they do get eliminated, it will be a very disappointing one according to their standards, because they are a team that usually finish high in the rankings, and I'm sure that they'll be looking to do more damage in this one. They face a lot of pressure from Cypher and A1G, and now Turnabout and Cry. I mean, what they've been able to do sometimes is just crazy. 2v1 action, they make sure that they are going as a team. Rotation wise, they are doing very, very well. They'll get their third win on the spin.
That is how to do it. They saw the guy coming in, they know this guy is fresh meat. So they both went and took him out, because I don't think there's any way he was killing both of them with whatever loot he was coming with from the sky. So perfect gameplay like that.
I'm really interested in long range action, and which of these ARs you feel like has the best when it comes to long range. I know the Hammer AR, people have really advocated for the Hammer AR when it comes to long range. I think the last time I was here with Larry, and she said in her opinion the Hammer AR does best long range damage out of all of the ARs. What's your opinion on that, and which one do you feel like that's the best? As we see some action from Boomy and Jackson and Crybalt and Thunder Falcon, the two of the best teams around, going at it. Who picks up the victory? Somebody's already down, and I think that might just be Boomy right there, as he's been eliminated for this one. Jex will have to hold down the fort. He's got 8 seconds to hold it down, or else it might be that he's actually going to seek shelter in the storm. You can tell it's going to be difficult.
So close,
and they've been knocked out of this one.
So close.
Wow, what a statement of an elimination from Crybalt and Thunder Falcon, and what a way to go about it. Boomy and Jex have been knocked out of this one, and reboot hasn't ended. Wow. I mean, let's get back to you. I mean, telling us about the AR that has the best long range stuff and does more damage?
I feel like it depends on how you want to play your game, because the hammer AR is undoubtedly the best right now. I don't think anybody will argue with me about that. The hammer AR is the best, but then the heavy AR also seems to be able to prove its worth, especially when you have a way fire. Because the heavy AR, when you are using it for tap fires, that's like you see the hammer AR, you press and hold continuous fire, you can use it. That's what. But the heavy AR, there's a lot of bloom to it, so you have to tap fire. So 1-1. If you are able to get your time and take those shots and you don't miss, the heavy AR can also do a lot of significant damage. But for stuff where you have an AR where you want to spray continuous, the hammer AR is definitely the best. I don't think anybody will actually contemplate about that one.
We'll get a chance to see Fred and then Felix also in action. They've got 4 kills to their name. Not a bad start as well, but they're in some danger that I think someone is just hitting at him, doesn't know where the shots are coming from. That's what happens when you're in an open field like that. But it's actually the reigning champions that are doing that kind of stuff, just leaving everybody frightened every single time they try to get a kill, always causing damage, and then all to go 2v1 against another person in there. Thunder just going full ballistic mode against him, as we see the bunker being used to perfection. What a hit that one was. He will get another kill on board. It's up to them now. They've got 6 kills to their name. Felix Carter, will he be able to hold down the fort until his teammates get back? As we'll see Turnabout and Cry, they will always just try to eliminate that. We've already seen them do that with one of the best teams around. Would they be able to do it once again? I think that time around they won't be able to get it back. Them being so aggressive is always a joy to watch. Candy and Targaryen, though, I mean, a team that have been quiet in their own right. They haven't done too much here, but in this game, I think they're taking their time with this one, and maybe the strategy could go on to play out well for them.
This Candy player is lagging too much for this tournament. I'm not trying to put anybody out. Maybe that's your game style, but I don't know. I feel like with what is going on right now, that's going to be a huge disadvantage for you. But then again, I feel like Jex and Bumi really played this game too reckless. From when they knocked down Jex in the storm, immediately he was trying to res him and he got a shot off. I feel like he should have left. But then he placed the bunker, tried to res again, got hit.
And that was when he was trying to now get away from like the whole scene. Yeah.
And then they got into another fight because they both didn't have health. They were coming from storm again. And then they just, I feel like it was a bit too reckless and it has cost them the game.
That's the whole scenarios when it comes to reload. You always have to find the best solution for the for the situation that you are in. And in Florence's opinion, Jex and Bumi didn't play that well at all, and it has cost them a chance to go on and win this one. We are down to the last 8 in this one with I think Felix Carter and Fred have also not been bad at all. They've been playing it safe, not risking too much. And interesting, he's got 2 mammoths in it.
I was about to say there's a dangerous person in this lobby rocking 2 mammoth pistols and mobility. That's crazy.
That's mad.
That's crazy.
Like, that's crazy. What happens if he misses a shot with all of the 2 mammoths and now you have to reload?
That's the downside with the mammoth pistol, the reload time. Because then again, I feel like he trusts himself enough to be able to hit close range shots with it. Because there was
some action. Crybot in action. Candy down. It's actually Targaryen who is down. And well, in a lot of trouble at this point. He's waiting for that reboot to end because he knows that it will add to another kill for them.
Why he didn't reboot before reboot was disabled, I do not understand. Because you are down, reboot is almost over. Give yourself
another chance to reboot and then come back.
Yes.
I mean, it kind of feels like they were just down hope and then momentum at some point, because when you're up against one of the best teams around, it can sometimes be derailing. We'll get back to A1G and then Cypher. Look, one thing I'll give this team is consistency. They are always in the last rounds, whether it's 1v2 action, whether they are playing it solo, whether they are in a difficult situation. You always got to give them credit for what they always do, being in those last minute action. But we are seeing a similar situation again. Crybot and Thunder Falcon still intact, unfazed, untouched. So far, will they be able to go all the way? Is another huge question. They are going for another fight, but that will be 1 man down. I think Crybot is down, and Falcon, can he play safe? Mind you, reboot has been disabled, and this could be the end of our champions from game 4. Wow, this is peak running away, but it just couldn't happen for them. And because he was knocked in the air, give huge credit to Fred and Felix Carter. What does this do to their confidence? Knowing that you've been able to knock down a team that's already won 2 out of 5 is just crazy for Felix and then Fred in that one. Do you think they're going to actually go on and win this one?
I think they might. The way things are going, I think they actually might. Because wow, but then they are getting really destroyed.
Yeah, from all angles at this point. Fred is down, and now Felix will have to play this one solo. The team I'm speaking about, with all of the consistency, mind you, they haven't won yet today, and they're in a very strong position to do so. Fred is already down, as his teammates can't get to him at this point because he's facing fires from all angles, and we are close to finding out a winner this one.
Right?
Wow. The end of this game, I think it caught everybody off guard.
That was insane.
The team that we did speak of about consistency, it's paid off for them. And with 6 kills, they've been able to eliminate everybody and pick up a huge win. What a way to end this one. Very, very chaotic.
Wow. They took
but were you expecting that?
I mean, it was a possibility, but I wouldn't say expecting. They took advantage of the fact that Cry About It was just in a fight, and they just went all out with that.
Exactly. So immediately Felix and Fred were able to get the kill for Thunder and Cry About. They knew they were downhill, so immediately they rushed upon them. And then got the win.
Confused states like that.
It has happened sometimes like that, and we've been treated to some really, really good Fortnite action. It's only here that you'll be able to get it, right here on the Ultimate Battle YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out for next week's banger. If you want to hear about the results, make sure you're following us across all social media handles. We'll publish that one for you to know who went on to win the whole thing. But mind you, we had different winners for almost all of them, by Cry About and Thunder Falcon picking up 2 huge wins out of that one. The competitive Fortnite League for this week will come to an end. We'll say a huge shout out to everybody who participated this week as well. They put in like really, really strong performances. Who would you say was your favorite team going in all of it? Let's talk about Thunder Falcons. I think maybe they were the best, but which one was your favorite among all of the rest?
Definitely Cypher and King.
I think exactly
because they did solid in, I think, game 2 where they came with 9 kills or so. They
just fell short.
They were really flowing that game, and they seem to have kept it up and have taken away.
Exactly. I was speaking about consistency. They are the team to look at when you speak of consistency. You could make mention of Boomy and Jex, where Flawless didn't like how they finished game 5. The game 4 they were also very, very good. You could speak of Manifest. Also, his team also played pretty well. Felix Carter and Fred also were really, really good, taking down the champions. But a whole lot of narratives to enjoy from our Fortnite League, and there's still more to come from us here at the studios. We'll say good night, but it's not a goodbye, as next week we'll be bringing you more of the action. Stay tuned out there, stay safe. We'll see you next week.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, the choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.